Hey, you crypto boomers, good afternoon. Hey, after we got done with the discussions with a few of the Bitcoin Academy members, Bud and I got a chance to talk to earlier. We had a few more that wanted to chat, and Bud was able to get them and get their stories. So I just wanted to hop on and give you an intro to that. Bud and a few others chatting about how Jay and the Bitcoin Academy has really helped them through this market, and some personal stories that I think you'll enjoy. So sit back, relax, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Push the bell so you get notifications, and also share this with all your other friends that might be interested in this space, especially those baby boomers that just may need to hear a personal story or two that will help them to realize why we absolutely love the Bitcoin Academy and the teachings that Jay gives us. So enjoy.
Yeah, hey, we've just been joined by someone who is referred to as Jay. It's not Crypto Jay, it's one of the original team again from Jay. Remember that this is, we're talking about patreon.com/crypto Jay. All of us here have been with Jay from day one, and we've gone through his teaching. And I think we're about to actually transfer over to thebitcoinacademy.com. That's the bitcoinacademy.com. But let me just jump to this is rather confusing. It's Jay. Jay, um, I wondered how Crypto Jay has changed your life since you've been here since day one.
Oh man, well, when I found Crypto J, I was stumbling around following Jason and Four's bonehead train calls. And as soon as Jay came on and started really focusing more on the education and giving me I learned really well by understanding what's going on. I mean, somebody can tell me something 100 times, and if I don't understand it, I'm just not going to get it. And the way Jay explained things, it really clicked, and I really understood it very well. So once I started following him, I mean, I took the intro to trading course, and it just completely blew my mind. And since that point, I've just done everything that I could to try to keep up with the information and just keep building every aspect of my life, not just trading. I mean, everything. It's just I used to be very depressed. I've got a bad back and I work in the construction industry and always kind of struggled with money. And over the last few years, I was really getting worried that my back was getting to the point that I wasn't going to be able to work anymore. And I just didn't know what to do. I was scared. And over the last 3 years, that fear has just completely left. And now I'm at a point I don't need to work full time. I'm able to nurse my body and just focus on building this wealth for myself. It's just been incredible.
Yeah, Jay, we've all made a lot of wealth. One of the other things we talked about in the roundtable we were having is how did Jay help you through the bear market? So a lot of us said that we were close to selling our coins and we would not have held so strong through the bear market. But in your experience, how did Crypto Jay help you through the bear market?
Well, I mean, it definitely having the kind of support post there to constantly come back to and anchor to during that time was super helpful. Um, when I first started investing in crypto, it was always kind of my money that I could afford to lose. So it was always, it was never, I was never in like wanting to actually sell my coins. I knew that crypto was going to go up again. It was just a question of how long it was going to take for that to happen. And I think rather than, stopping me from selling my coins, it really just kind of reaffirmed that I was on the right path, and he helped just keep my focus on learning and making sure, you know, like in 2017, I watched my portfolio. I started out with about 1,500 bucks. I watched my portfolio go almost to 100 grand, and then I watched it fall all the way back to 3,500. And I just told myself I never want to do that again. I never want to put myself through that again. I want to study and focus and be prepared so that the next time this happens, I'm able to capture that profit and move it into my life so that I'm not forced to sacrifice my body for a paycheck anymore.
Wow. And actually, in today's money, you're very welcome to keep this private. But some of us have shared that we've become, certainly crypto millionaires or close to it, or we're making hundreds of thousands. Is yours now a lot better than the 3,500? Your portfolio?
Oh yeah, I'm add a couple zeros onto the end of that, and that's where I'm sitting right now. So it's well into the six figures, well into the six figures.
And would you have been able to do that with or without Jay?
Oh no, not without Jay. No way. No way. I was like thinking of how my mentality was before I came across Jay, and the way that I was thinking about trading, and I was basically following Bix and JSnap. So I mean, you guys know how boneheaded some of the stuff they talk about is. Just I would have been lost. I would have still been lost. I probably would have been with all the rest of the newbies that are just diving in right now, and they're about to lose a bunch of money. You know, yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
I can't even describe how much value I've gotten out of this education. It's life changing, life changing.
Life changing, absolutely. And the final thing there, Jay, is that we asked ourselves as a group, did we have a particular happy memory over the last 3.5 years we've been with Jay? Do you have a specific memory or class or something memorable to share with us?
I have to say, probably my most vivid memory in this group is one of Jay's lessons. It's the cycle of loss lesson. I think I've posted it in the Patreon group a couple of times. I've watched that probably, I don't know, 50 times, and it just never gets old. It is the emotional cycles. You can apply that stuff everywhere in your life. And as soon as you recognize that you can apply it, you can use it. And it is literally a completely opposite way of thinking, just completely opposite to how I used to be. And every day that Jay makes a post, it just reaffirms that. And I mean, the charitable stuff that we do is Salute Hondu, and like giving the money back to Caleb and Brown for doing such a good job with us on the Theta trade. I mean, I had a mix up with Caleb and Brown, and they weren't even able to liquidate my crypto for me on the Theta trade. I wound up having to go through Binance, but they did such an awesome job with the rest of their group. I still donated a couple $100 because it's just like, you know what? These guys are just bending over backwards, and there is no other group ever that has done that much work for me or anyone that I've been associated with. So just everything, like everything that Jay brings forward is just level 5. It's 110%. I mean, I just can't say enough good things. I can't pick out one good thing because it's all so good.
Hey, Jay, thanks for coming on and sharing your stories. AJ, and we've all been sharing stories about our time with Jay. I wondered if you could just share with us how Jay has changed your life. You've been with Jay for the duration of the time that he's been teaching us, 3.5 years. And so I wondered if you could just share with us how Jay has changed your life.
Well, Bud, what I would have to say more than anything else, it goes far beyond just what space with crypto that we're involved in. To be honest with you, that part of it's been great. However, I think Jay, through all his long teachings, over time has taught me a lot about myself. And where that goes is it's actually helped improve my life, my family life, my relationship with my spouse. And I think first and foremost, that means more to me than anything. And what he really did teach me, because I grew up in a great family. I had two great parents. We all have our faults and whatever else, but he taught me the fact that Jay taught me the fact that abuse can come in all forms. See, I grew up my whole life, um, being taken care of by my parents and whatever else. Now, I was never, really screamed at or beaten or any of that. So I always attributed abuse to that. And what I didn't realize is, Bud, is that, me, giving a dirty look to my wife, or, you know, paying attention to what she might be eating this day or that, is actually abuse in a really weird form. And that in itself, I could tell you right now, Bud, I could lose every cent I have in this space, in the crypto space, and it was all worth it, just because of how much it's improved my relationship and made me realize that I that I have more faults than I knew, and that I can actually be an abusive person, because if you know me, I have one of the biggest hearts in the world, and I always want to help people, and that's the last thing I ever wanted to be. And like I said, if everything went belly up today, I think it was worth every cent of the teachings just to learn that stuff about myself. But anyway.
Hey, AJ.
Yes, sir.
So that's incredible to hear that, because many people coming to Jay will think that it's only about trading crypto, and what many of us have shared today, that it's way more than that. Like, life is completely changed, as we're changing as a human, and so it's wonderful to hear like that you've actually learned more from Jay on the psychology and the personal journey than just trading crypto. But I'm curious as well, in terms of your wealth, has it improved this year because of your coaching with Jay?
It absolutely has. And to be honest with you, what I've done lately, and I've told a friend of mine that's involved in this group as well, that I've done this. As of late, what I've basically done is take a label maker, and around the monitor that I'm typically sitting in front of, I made some messages to myself. And one of those messages, and I'll get back to where I came from this thought is, but it says, take pause, exclamation point, exclamation point. You don't know near as much as you think you do. And that goes back to you'll remember, Bud, you've been with us the entire time too. But when we go way back, and at one point when Bitcoin took a turn downward, Jay said, quit trading altcoins. Okay. And you know what? I wish I would have listened, because in hindsight, I just wasted money. Oh, this is a good buy. This is a good buy. Thinking, oh, buying whatever, let's say PPT at $12, because it was down from a high of 108 or something, that I'm getting some good sale, like I'm going to the grocery store. But had I taken heed of that, and realize that I don't know as much as I thought I did, even after taking all the classes and whatever else, I would be in a lot better shape today. With all that being said, even though I wasted some of that money on the way down, what I did do is, because of Jay's teaching, kept my confidence, and I've learned quite vividly that what he told us on some of those first classes was that you spend 98% of your time studying, and you spend 2% of your time trading. That couldn't be more true. And as time's progressed, yes, this has been a great year so far. And you know what? I've learned some very costly lessons just since this year began. And those questions go back, Bud, to the stuff that we already know. Make your plan and then trade your plan. Well, sometimes I still battle with that. So it's a constant evolving that we all go into. Now, as far as success story, yes, it won't be, if things pan out the way they will, have potential in a liquidity swap. I could be a very happy man at the end of this year. But you know what? Just some of the things that we've spoke about ourselves, learning to take some of the stuff out when you get a chance and you're working on house money. I mean, those things I think make such a difference.
And AJ, one of the last questions we asked ourselves here as a team is, do you have a happy memory to share with us over the last 3 years of a particular lesson or some event that Jay has hosted? Is there anything that comes to mind? I mean, it's been a long process of education, but one particular highlight that you can share with us that brings a bit of joy and happiness to us.
To be honest, Bud, it would be getting to know you, and I've had a conversation or two with George over time. The camaraderie, and I think that's probably one of the biggest highlights, and being able to do good, whether that's helping somebody on Telegram or donating money to a charity. Those are probably the biggest highlights, and in a roundabout way, Jay's made all that stuff happen.
Well, we have been so blessed to have many of us on here just turn up at very short notice, no preparation, just have a casual chat about our coach and to share with him that we have his back. So AJ, do you have any final thoughts then before we call it a day?
For the most part, I just thank God, thank Source, whatever you want to call it, to be part of all this, and that comes from deep inside, because as I might get emotional about things, it's the ability for me to find my freedom. And it's not about money, it's not about any of that. It's about me getting my life back.
Well, on that wonderful note, thanks for coming on, AJ, and we'll catch up soon.